This is your daily market recap for Monday, February 6th, 2023. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Monday, February 6th, 2023. Let's get into it. Hopefully you're having a great day. As we've talked about for the last week, 10 days, market was going to blow off top, potentially find that top during the FOMC big earnings / jobs numbers last week, and we are there. I think now it's just a waiting game, letting it play out. Tomorrow, Powell speaks. At this point, the jobs numbers, the Feds cannot entertain the idea of a pivot with unemployment at a 50-year low. That's all I can say to that. And at this point, let's move on. Let's get through this real quick. Did a really nice live chat review today. Think it's worth checking out as well. I'll try to make this hopefully as short as possible. Please follow on Twitter. Again, I apologize. I don't have as many live charts. There was an update with eSignal and Twitter, and I can't post them directly without being a royal pain in the butt. Please follow on YouTube. Please watch the Back to Beginner videos. Back to Basics, for beginners. I think it's well worth it, the traps and the setups. Also, too, if you're in the Discord room and you're posting and you're involved, please watch the reviews and the recaps. It's very easy for me to see who has, because I take detailed notes of these and try to make them as formative as possible. Now, again, I'm not always going to be right, but I want people to be involved. If they're in the Discord room, I hope you are watching them, because that's, to me, is really important. It really is, because having the conversations with, we don't even have the same basic evidence or agreements on timeframes, charts, levels, thought processes. It's, again, we don't have to necessarily agree to agree, but if the evidence is laid out, presented well, in my opinion, I'm going to defend it as I should, because this evidence puts us in that 80 to 90% correct swing trading. It's just timing. That's always the hardest part. Bitcoin looking toppy, y'all. Looking a little toppy. Said this for a while. I think this is in a bigger time correction if it is going to break out at some point in the future. Personally, I think you need to start taking profits, see what happens if we get here. If the whole market starts to roll over tech leads, I don't know if you're going to have much luck with the Bitcoin. Oil, not surprised it bounced a little today. Talked about it failing up here near the low 80s. Feds are in a pickle, right? Unemployment high, or unemployment low. Inflation, to me, it seems to be anchoring in certain parts of the economy, especially rents, food, shelter, yada, yada, yada. They got to raise rates. What does that do to oil? What happens if Ukraine, Russia stuff sparks up again? I don't know if I ever really want to short oil at this point, as I've talked about, but I'd like to see what happens when it gets down to the mid-60s. If not, just watch it. Nat gas, for the love of God, please let this go. I mean, again, I think it could get lower. If not, if it bounces, could you make 50 cents elsewhere? Could you, trade other things that probably do just as well? I personally don't have a really strong idea about it, other than maybe give it a few more weeks, let it bounce out. If it V-bottoms and rallies, well, something strange, meaning something big is happening beyond our control, meaning what? Probably something going on geopolitically, which hard to bet on. The dollar, you're welcome, called the bottom, rallying. Now what? In the next zone, J. Powell talking, close to the 50-day, doesn't look bad to me. Bonds, as I said, I thought interest rates would either go significantly lower because of recession and the TLT rise, or the bond market would be sold, TLT going lower. How low? Don't know. But, man, it's hard for the Feds to, the pivot's off the table for now, so I wouldn't be surprised if rates went higher near term. How high? Again, you clearly have a double bottom, or double top, 200-day, 0.618. Watch that area. It looks legit. The VIX, talked about it, waking up. Look at this. Holding above the 2-day multi-day range at the 20-day. Gifts down here. Gifts, absolute gifts. People just are not talking about it, not doing all their homework, not looking at all the evidence. It's very clear to me who's not seeing this, but whatever, that is what it is. I only expect 5% of people to really, 10% maybe in the Discord room to actually do the work. And the other 90% will just be up and down, fail, or just just not see the bigger picture. They don't do the homework, so you don't get to see the evidence. So you get to see what your mind projects. Emotions control that. SPY back into this little channel, whatever. I still think this is a trap. Talk about novice gap top. Good luck. If you go check out the monthly or the weekly, same thing. You can see it. Getting up to this 50% fib. Getting tired. Yawn. I don't think there's much upside. Maybe you could get a little higher, but not anticipating. Everybody's anticipating going higher, which at the highs, that's what they do. Remember at the lows? Remember down here? Everybody said world was going to end. Didn't happen. All right, Q's hit our upper max bound, in my opinion. I mean, I don't see it getting... I mean, you can see it all goes way back in here, too. I don't see much upside. Tech is trash. Novice gap. Breaks over an old trend line. Gets over the 0.618. Back at the 0.618. Now what? Let it play out. Earnings isn't over just yet. Could it be bullish? I doubt it. But, I mean, again, do we have to retest? Here's the thing with gaps, right? Usually get gaps at extremes. So we'll see if we get the retest of this, because tech has been the laggard floating last. Speaking of laggards and not lagging, look at the IWM. Down 1.5% today. Way worse than the market. Closed below the gap. Keep an eye on it. Dia flatlining. I mean, I think things were up today. Caterpillar is up. Still lagging. Lagging below the November lows like some of the other ones, making new higher highs. Gold. I told you to take some profits. You're welcome. Please do not jump back into this the first day. Typically on a big gap down, you do get a little bit of chop. Give it a day or so. Again, if you have your puts, you got dust, fine. But if you have stock, be careful, because I'm always concerned that something could pop out of nowhere, meaning conflict, global instability. You always got to be careful trading around gold. Silver, same thing. Always said why it would eventually fail. Oh, people doubted it. I'm like, just please, for the love of God, be patient. Nope, they can't. Boom, silver breaks, gaps down. Now, holding here, we talked about it. Probably could hold the 20s for a little bit, right? Not surprised. All right, well, here you go. Is it going to culminate with a huge rip and then fail? I don't know. At worst, it probably just chops. GDX, you're welcome. Dusty bottoms in the 11. Here you go, gaps down, holding the 50-day. Not surprised if it chops a little bit. Watch the 28 level. Watch the 200-day and the trend line. I mean, I still think it has more to go. GDXJ, again, lagged up, leading down. Typical. Looks good for the short. AG, as we talked about, why is it not going anywhere? While silver was rising, you're welcome, because it was precursor to pain. And, well, the pain is coming. Pain train, whoop, 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 whoop. AEM. Gap down below the 50-day. We've talked about maybe holding 51. Looks like it did for now. Yeah, we'll see. Newmont, pat myself on the back, said do not trade. Do not buy this. Only short this piece of crap, because they're going to have to buy out another miner, overpay, leverage the balance sheet, have no cash, and be in a pickle. Does that make sense? And then it happened. They're buying a miner. Now we'll see. I mean, again, I would just let it go. Let it play out. Pass. Try to make this video quicker. Hits the trend line, falling down. Looks good to me for coming back down. Again, long term, waiting for maybe June, July, but there's a trade. There's a trade for the dusty bottoms. AMD, as we talked about, see these little arrows. It loves to finish on the high note. High notes, blow off tops, hammer down. Not surprised. AMD, I think, is done. Same thing with SMH that you'll see. NVIDIA, people are like, oh, it's bullish. I'm like, what? It's just making a lower high and wicking. Closed at 210. Now it has held up better. It does have, and I think earnings coming up soon. If I remember correctly, they're a little off tie, but just be careful. Again, don't short it then. There's other ones out there. Taiwan Semi, you're welcome. We talked about. Thought maybe the 90s would be the top. Then it double bot tops, makes a lower high, and then it ended up being what? The reference high from literally May, which is impressive, and the lows here. Then what does it do? It's just looking bad. Again, I like this one because they have a ton of geopolitical risk. Anything that goes on in the Eastern Hemisphere. Eastern Hemisphere, it's north and south, I guess. No, eastern side of the world. But where's the starting point, right? Always joke about that. Who decided that? But anyway, Asia issues. Comes to light. Down, down, down. That thing will be dumped fast. Adobe, We talked about this being a blow off top. Here you go, pulling back. Give it a couple days. Remember, all of this, the first bounce will probably get bought at some point. Know your levels. Know your levels. Know your levels. Apple, blow off top, shorted it that day. Oh, but Dan, you didn't get the very highs. Great. Well, look at today. Gap down, close down, 3 points. Yawner. Amazon, blown out because of earnings. Gap down. It continues lower. Holding. Range lows, 100-day. Watch what happens. CRM, getting that institutional money. Still, I don't know. We'll see. It's stuck in a trading range. Keep an eye on it. Guggenheim. Rallies on earnings and then just slipping. Slip. See what happens here at the 101. Meta. Oof. If this, again, I know they've got issues coming. They want to make TikTok illegal. Good luck with that. I mean, they're eating their lunch. They're going to have some DOJ issues at some point. We'll see what happens here. This gap is clearly a trap. 3-day rule. 3-day range. Remember, if you traded it, love to see it back up in the 190s to short more, but only had 2 days. Microsoft, Mr. Softy. Talking about AI coming to Bing, yada yada. Who uses Bing? Double top. We'll see what happens. Maybe chop and then flop at some point. Now again, remember, doesn't have to go down every day, all day. People just have no patience, and no patience, no wins. No patience, no gains. NDAQ confirming again. Volume on the Nasdaq is going to be crap when tech loses all its momentum. Momentum being lost. Confirming. Doink. MicroStrategy. Here you go. Lower highs, Bitcoin maybe peaking, those wicks, a little trappish. Netflix, not going to share passwords anymore. Well, okay, I don't think all of a sudden people are going to sign up. People just don't care. Again, someone like most people I know have it, just use it to watch a few shows here and there. Do they really want to pay the 18 or 15 bucks a month? Probably not. There's plenty of other great outlets for content. I see this as a trouble. Talk about 330 first, maybe coming down. Watch what happens when it gets down here. Roblox, again, personally won't short this, but it probably comes down with tech. I think they're a buyout target. Just keep it simple. Again, when it's holding up and the market looking to go lower, I'm probably not going to pay attention. Tesla, another inside day. Keep an eye on it. Gets pops on the lawsuit being was it kicked or something? What did Tesla? It's been a long day. Either way, it popped on some news. I think the raising money, capital. Elon's lawsuit kicked out, I think. Yeah, whatever. Again, market holding up, being like, focus on Tesla, while everything else starting to look really trashy. Commodities. Letter X holding up after earnings. Okay, but look what it did. That long wick. Adios, amigo said, when you get up into the 30s, gotta go. Nucor, confirming it. Makes a new highs. Long wick. Skabam! That doesn't look bullish, y'all. VALE. Talked about this in week for days. Zinger. Again, emerging markets. YOLO, Dolo, Bolo, down low. I don't know. Trying to move fast. Talk quick. Arrow. Said copper's not holding up. CCJ said, warned you folks at the 28, 29. Oh, I go to buy my uranium. No, you need to sell it up here. Bow. Fail. Failing. Failed. We'll see. Get below this trend line. It's probably, again, I'd love to see it in the low 20s, upper teens. CF, I'm glad I am just not paying attention to this stuff. Every day, done, sideways. These names should be up. They're not. Mosaic, holding up better. Struggling right here around the 50 area. That's that wick from New York Stock Exchange day. Love to see these lower. NTR, same thing. Love to see it lower. Hits the 200-day, as we talked about, backing off. AA, aluminum bans on Russian alumina. This thing pops and flops. That's not what you'd want to see if AA was strong. Also, 2 makes a new high. that just engulfs and eats that up. Not bullish. XLF, keep an eye on the stuff. If it starts to roll tide, meaning roll over. Red Rover, roll over, whatever. Upper range highs, looking pretty crappy in my opinion when it does roll, because banks are going to be slaughter. JP Morgan, chopping, making a lower high. Morgan Stanley made a new high, but under that high. Basically, is that a trap? Is this a trap? Keep an eye on it. Remember, this novice gap, in my opinion, I don't think there's a continuation gap. At some point, we'll pull back. Good old Goldman Sachs missed. Rallies back. Double tops. Making a lower high since November. That one is obviously better short than some of the other ones. XBI. You would think this be up today, right? Flat. No, actually, you probably would not. You probably think it'd be flat to down. It is. Again, choppy, sloppy. resistance range. I probably wouldn't touch it. Solar, trying to be quick. Hopefully this video is going quick for you guys. Oh, sorry, forgot about Caterpillar. Nope, Caterpillar. Talked about, watch what happens here. The first dip gets bought. This is a professional gap. This is the start of the move. You see this thing at the 20-day. You call me. You hit me up. Take a short. Define your risk. Define your risk. Define your risk. Now back to solar. All right. Below the 20-day, hits the range, tops, failing. Not surprised. Be aware, ENPH has earnings tomorrow. Whatever, this thing has been a dog. If it bounces, cool. If not, don't have a play on it, but watch for solar. Sedgerton holding up pretty well, but here's the problem. Oil and gas pulling back. Who really needs solar? And again, the governments have no money. Interest rates going higher. Subsidizing solar sounds like a stupid play. For solar, nice little doji today. Now again, if you see a pop, look for the short. That's all I can really say for that one, even depending on what ENPH's earnings. Let's end it with oil and gas. Get through this quick because they have a nice live. Again, watch the live rechat or live chat from early. It's great stuff. Again, there's not a lot to do as well. I think the short's in. Trade around your position as you see fit. But if you're in near the highs, it's best to hold out. Oil, nice little bounce. Again, talked about after it pulled back. Natural gas, UNG, deteriorates. If you want to buy it, please, for the love of God, just define your risk and just try not to get, you're not going to get rich off this, I don't think. I think it's going to be stuck for a while. XOP, talked about selling this on the pop. Meow, pulling back. Congrats. Hit the max range upside. Flop. ExxonMobil hits the monthly range highs. Been chopping, holding up pretty well, but watch what happens. If it breaks the 50-day, you probably can short this. Absolutely. Oxy, bouncing. Dead cat bouncing. Holding here at support. We'll see what happens. Xavier, if you shorted up here, this is where you take a little profit off, and you could, again, well, you could have reloaded up there some, but whatever. Holding it down. PXD, as we talk about, like, why is this stock not holding up? Oil and gas doesn't look that pretty. We'll end it on EQT. Absolute trash. Look at that thing. Zzz, pow. All right. If you have any questions, link to Discord room is in the comments below, the description below. Trying to help out if I can. Again, some days it's just easier than others. Not really much to do. Waiting for Mr. Powell to speak. Again, he's stuck in the pickle because unemployment at a 50-year low. How is he going to talk about pivoting? Not going to happen. Market at some point is going to react accordingly as the recession, I think, will grow because what? They're going to have to raise rates higher than they want. What else? Inflation's going to, in my opinion, entrench in until they do what they have to do, which is try to kill the economy. You put too much liquidity in, and now they have to pull it out. Remember, they still have trillions of dollars liquidity they're trying to pull out. So, let me know how I can help. Appreciate the love, support, donations. I appreciate everybody. Be safe out there, and have a great night. Talk to you guys and gals in the Discord room, or hit me up. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. Chat with you later. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.